Wally and Grodd are on the run. How will they survive? And what is the military going to do about it? Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go out and add to your collection. Today we continue Absolute Flash with issue number 4 by Jeff Lemire. I hope you enjoy. Energy crackles around Wally, and he opens his eyes. Rain plummets from the sky above. His father is bowing his head over Mary West's grave. The priest stands nearby and recites words from his book. Wally closes his eyes again, and when he opens them, everyone is gone. He walks forward quietly and leans over the grave, but it's not his mother's body he sees. The bottom of the grave is a swirl of energy, and Barry Allen reaches up, his body being torn apart. "Wally! Help me!" He screams as he reaches for the young boy. Wally awakens with a gasp from his place beneath a tree. He looks around in fear before sitting up. "Wally okay?" Grod thinks as he pulls himself from Wally's bag. Wally looks at the small green ape and nods. "I'm okay, just a really bad dream. It felt so real." Wally thinks back to his companion, but Grod crawls up and places his forehead against Wally's. "Wally okay. Wally and Grodd okay." Grod thinks calmly. Wally gets to his feet, admitting that it's too hot to sleep anyway, and pulls on his backpack. "Let's try and find something to eat. You better get back inside and out of sight," Wally suggests as he holds up the bag. But Grod isn't happy, preferring to be free. "Sorry, we can't afford the extra attention. I promise we'll find a place where you don't have to hide so much," Wally promises as they head into Iron Heights on the outskirts of Central City. Tired and overly warm, Wally moves slowly through the city. His thoughts calm as exhaustion overtakes him. They move through Central City, past the grime and graffiti, until they finally come to a soup kitchen line. Wally gets in line. His stomach grumbled at the idea of food. "Hey, how old are you?" a man asks as he comes up to Wally. Wally turns on him, immediately distrustful. "What's it to you?" he asks. But the man's face breaks out into a smile and he holds up his hands in truce. "Easy, kid. Just letting you know, if you're under 18, we run a youth mission just a block away. You don't have to wait in line here. We have beds and 3 meals a day there. You can stay up to a week at a time," Ralph Dibney tells him. Wally cocks an eyebrow at him. "How do I know you're not a serial killer?" he asks. "Do I look like a serial killer?" Ralph responds, "Kind of." But Wally is distracted by a girl walking by. "Mission's legit, as long as you can stand all Ralph's bad dad jokes," the girl calls over her shoulder. "Thanks for the ringing endorsement, Linda," Ralph says as he hands Wally a card and turns to walk away. "Is it air conditioned?" Wally calls out as he starts to follow Ralph. Meanwhile, back in the desert, the rogues sit nearby while the scientists try to get a reading on the strange swirl of energy that Wally left behind. "What are your drones seeing, Digger?" Snart asks. "Hell if I know, Captain," Digger admits, explaining that the readings are all over the place. Trickster jumps down from her place on the armored vehicle. She walks closer, reaching her hand out for the edge of the energy swirl. "It's a doorway," she whispers. "What are you talking about, Jesse?" Digger snaps at her. Trickster reaches closer. I can almost see through it. I can almost see the other side," she tells the group. But the energy suddenly expands with a burst, sending Trickster flying back before it dissipates. The rogues pick themselves up as Colonel West stalks towards them. "That's enough. We're done here. I want you 4 reloaded and ready to roll. Understand?" The Colonel snaps at Captain Snart. Snart turns to him, questioning whether they should be staying to help the science team. But West shakes his head angrily. You guys couldn't contain a 15-year-old kid. You've been trained to face a lot worse than that. And you choked. Not to mention, you lost the ape. West snaps, ordering them to head into the city and try to bring back Wally. West whirls away from them and stalks back to his jeep. I'm heading back to Fort Fox. I need to figure out what the hell Barry Allen was doing in that lab of his. I need to find out what happened to my boy, West tells them. Back in the city, Wally has arrived at the youth mission and is slipping Grod some of his food. He looks up as Linda approaches and sits down. It's, Linda, right? I'm Wally, he tells her. She laughs at the old name. Wally? Are you serious? She says. It was my grandpa's name, he explains to her. The two begin to talk, with Wally explaining to her that he's not from here, not really from anywhere, since they moved around a lot with his dad being in the military. Is that what you're running from? She asks. He shrugs and looks away. That and other stuff, he says quietly. He looks back at her. So what are you running from? He asks. The smile drops away from Linda's face as she leans back in her seat, staring at him. Finally, she stands. You can finish my meal if you want. I saw you scarf yours down in 3 seconds, she says as she turns to walk away. See you around, Wallace, she calls over her shoulder. Later, Wally has been given the rules, a toothbrush and toothpaste, and shown to a bed. He looks around the comfy area before looking down at his bag. What do you think? Maybe we can stay for a day or two? Think we're safe here, Grod? He thinks to the bag. There's no answer. Grod? You asleep? Wally thinks as he unzips the bag to find that the ape is gone. He quickly gets up, looking around for Grod, and sees that the window is open. He walks over and looks out to see the green ape disappearing into the alleyway. Meanwhile, Colonel West has returned to Barry's lab and is picking through the rubble, but he is not alone. Colonel West? What are you doing here? Eleanor Thawne asks as she walks into the room. He glances at her over his shoulder. That's not the question, Dr. Thawne. The question is, what was Barry Allen doing here? What was the focus of his work? West demands. Thawne walks over to the shattered chamber. We have a contract with Lazarus Corp. Dr. Allen was the point man on our augmented weapons program, West. You know that, she reminds him. West nods his head as he shifts more rubble. I know what the mission brief said, Eleanor, but what was he really doing? All this tech you two have developed here, the weapons the rogues use, where is it coming from? He asks. But she shakes her head, reminding him that his job is to provide security, not to ask questions. She glances around at the destruction. Barry Allen was a truly brilliant man. He was exploring tangents of work that lay somewhat outside our original mission statement, she admits. Are you saying you don't know what he was doing in here? That you don't know what's happened to Wally? West says to her in frustration. She turns back to him. You saw what your son did in the desert. All the weaponry we've developed here for your team didn't stand a chance against Wally, she says. Anger wells up in West and he stalks towards her. He's a 15-year-old boy, not one of your test subjects. Wrong, Eleanor tells him. He was a 15-year-old boy. Now, he is a miracle. The accident killed Barry Allen, but his death doesn't need to be for nothing. Your son may be the greatest success we've had. He is not your weapon! I need him back here safely! He snaps at her. Dr. Thawne shrugs, admitting that they know exactly where Wally is. We are tracking Grod, she explains. Colonel West is confused, wondering why they don't just bring him in. Dr. Thawne thinks about it for a moment, before motioning West to follow her into another room. You don't understand the full extent of what we're dealing with here, West. Your son was not the only thing that escaped the night of the accident, she says as she leads him into another room and motions to several shattered containment tubes. Some of our more volatile experiments are in the wild, and the ape is leading your son right to them, she explains. Meanwhile, Wally has chased Grod into the sewers, where he is hit by a sweltering heat. What the hell are you doing? Wally thinks to Grod as he finally finds him. Wally and Grodd, stop hot! Grod thinks as he leads Wally deeper. Come on, let's just go back, Wally thinks to him. But they round a corner, and Grod points. Hot, hot, hot is here, Grod tries to tell him. Wally rounds the corner and stops short. The heat is overwhelming, and his eyes widen in shock at the being that stands before him. Lava seems to pour off his body as Project Heatwave stands before him. The creature turns and starts walking towards Wally. And that is where issue 4 leaves us. Grod has led Wally to Project Heatwave. How is he going to handle his first encounter now that he has become the Flash? You'll just have to wait until next time. So be sure to subscribe and double check that the notifications are turned on to get notified when new videos are released. And if you enjoyed today's video, like it, share it, and leave a comment below. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Penny.